Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Childcare Business Coach podcast. My name is Evelyn Knight. And if you're not listening on Monday or watching a replay of this, just happy whatever day and time it is to you. It is Monday morning for me, and I'm recording this live on January 29th. So just a perspective, 2024. Sometimes you guys message me with podcasts that I did 2 years ago. So I should mention the name too, or the year. And I would love to look back on this episode of my podcast 2 years from now, because I have a feeling nothing is going to look the same. It's beyond a feeling. I just know deep down in my heart that those of you who are listening to this 2 years from now, early childhood education, childcare, my companies, all of it are going to be completely different. Nothing is going to be the same. And that leads me to wonder, is that a good thing, bad thing? Who knows? And if you've been in my ecosystem, I teach the good thing, bad thing, who knows all the time. It's just living in that life of letting go of our expectations, letting go of end results, because sometimes what seems like a bad thing might really be a good thing. So I want to start with story time. I love stories. Last week was a life-changing week for me, and some of my people that were with me, and by the way, say hello in the comments as you go and as we go. And how many of you feel the shift? Let me know in the comments how many of you guys can feel the shift that we're in as a collective culture in our world today. I know it's not just me, but I feel this shift happening. And I can see you on YouTube, Facebook, good morning, all over. So let me know how many of you feel that change is in the air. Something big. Our culture, and we've already been through it, right? Like if you guys think of where we were before COVID and where we are today, we've already had this huge cultural shift, mindsets, and so many things are just completely different than they've ever been before. But I feel this new shift is coming. This new something big is coming. And I think it might be wonderful for some and not so great for others. But I think the beauty of this is that we get to choose. So last week, a couple of my clients, friends and colleagues, same women that I consider my friends and my colleagues who came through Childcare Business Professionals as my clients, we got together and I told them about a mastermind that I belong to. It's a very high level mastermind for very high level achieving entrepreneurs. And we have, like, some of the members of this mastermind are billionaires, 8-9 figure earners, right? Their companies earn 8 and 9 figures. And I was invited to join this mastermind, and it was really just this meeting of innovative minds, right? That's what it really comes down to. So I was invited to join because I am being seen as somebody who is revolutionizing early childhood education, the childcare industry, and as this new pioneer. So I'm very humbled, and like, I have to admit, you guys, I will be totally honest here. Even as I'm saying the words, I'm like, I don't understand why. I don't know why I was chosen for this and why I'm being chosen as a pioneer, but I'm very humbled, grateful, and thankful for being brought into this organization, because the think tank is just these next level brains, right? It is just next level. I cannot even begin to describe it to you guys. But anyway, I digress. Basically, in this mastermind, we all get to speak and have an opportunity to say what we're working on and get help, right? So one of the main teachers, his name is Baron Baptiste. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's one of the greatest leadership teachers. He took his yoga company into a multi-billion dollar company, yoga. And so he was teaching some things that really got my mind thinking. And he said, when you have your chance to do your mastermind and your center stage, I want you to act like your company and your life depends on it. So when it was my turn, I did. I got up there and I said, well, my life doesn't depend on it, but my company and my industry does depend on this, because early childhood education, as we know it today, is dying. It is. The system that we have today is not going to survive. Just the way things are, it's inevitable, right? And there are some childcare centers who are doing fine. Like if you're in a higher socioeconomic area and your parents are wealthier, they're doing fine. If you're in a very lower area where you can survive off of subsidies, you're probably doing fine too. But if you're serving that middle class, which about 80% of us are, the middle class cannot afford childcare anymore. It's just the way it is. And there really isn't any help for that middle class. So what we're seeing statistically, and you can look up any study that backs this up, basically, it's a quick Google search will show you this. But basically what we're seeing is moms are leaving the workforce, right? Because they can't afford to work anymore. Childcare, what we need to charge just to break even on our rising insurance costs, labor costs, all the things, what we need to charge, the middle class can no longer afford. Well, the middle class is the majority of the population in the United States. So we're watching our industry just literally falling apart at the seams, right? But for me, that is not going to happen. Not going to happen. That is unacceptable. And I know there's a solution. And I know that we do not need the government for the solution. We don't. We can do this without them. I look at the K through 12 system, and the United States is always ranked in the 30s. If you look throughout the last, probably 20 years, we're always between like 32 to 38 in quality care around the world. The United States should be number one, but we are not even close in our quality care and education. Finland and Sweden are always number one. If you look at Finland and Sweden's K through 12 model, it actually looks just like our ECE model. Now, in the United States, ECE is very high quality. When you are a high quality center, let me focus on that. There are a lot of people out there who aren't high quality, and those are the ones I consider daycares. Like my center is not a daycare. We are a childcare program that provides preschool, and many of you are the same. Daycares are not the high quality that we see in the United States. And if that's what you choose, everybody is free to choose their own thing. But what I see is if the K through 12 system absorbs us, our quality is going to go from 30, well, where we are, I cannot remember what number we are now. I think we were like 14th in the world, but literally to 36, that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable for me. And I don't want my center to be subjected to or become something like a Head Start where we spend more time with paperwork than we do with children. That is not okay for me or my program. And if it is for you, that's okay. That is okay. But what I know deep down inside are for those of us who are the really high quality owners who know how to run a good business and who put the children first, we're going to dominate this industry. Well, last week, as I was talking to these business leaders, I basically came to them and each one of us had time to speak, but I got to go first. And I just said, my industry is dying. We need help. We need help. We need your brains who have revolutionized other industries, who started from absolutely nothing with literally just the clothes on your back and have built billion-dollar companies. I need your brains in early childhood education to help us come with a solution. So then my colleagues, Tara, Tiffany, and Shalyn that were there with me, they each got a chance to speak as well. And we all made our case. This is where we are. This is what works. This is what do we do from here? And It was amazing. The collective ideas that we got are life-changing. And in just that 5 days, we did get enough knowledge to completely revolutionize early childhood education and to save it. But what I realized is a lot of you out there are not going to be on board because you may not be willing to change and to pivot and to be open. And at first, I will be completely honest with you. On day one of this mastermind that we went to, the four of us went back to one of our hotel rooms, and we felt defeated. We were just like, this isn't going to work. And we literally felt like the air was just taken out of us. But at one moment, I realized, I remember I was standing in the bathroom, like just running in and out doing stuff. And it occurred to me that maybe we're wrong. Maybe they aren't the ones who are wrong. Maybe we're wrong. So I came out of the bathroom and I said, maybe they're right. Maybe we need to listen. Maybe it's us that needs to see it differently, because we went in with an agenda. We went in saying, this is the solution. This is how we're going to do it. And you guys need to pour into our solution. But these people were like, nah, that's not the solution. And I was the first to go. I was the one who talked about it. And they shot me down so fast, really fast, let me tell you. It was a great ego blow. I didn't really care. My ego really didn't take a blow. It was more me getting scared for ECE. But it just occurred to me, maybe the plan we've been working so hard, you guys, on this plan for the last few months, but like, maybe it's not the right thing. Maybe we have this wrong. And so we started opening our minds to something different. And we kind of pivoted and shifted our entire plan and thought, okay, we got to try something different. And we were open. And the point is that we were open to learn something new. And we had to accept the fact that maybe our plan wasn't the right one. And we also had to accept the fact that the hard work that we had done, maybe we just need to let it go. See, so often we get so attached to what we've built and what we have that we stay on a sinking ship because we built that ship. And we sit there as the ship is sinking and we're gasping for air. We stay on that ship until we drown because we're so afraid to let that thing that we built go, to let the businesses, the ideas, the concepts, whatever it is, we are so rigid and closed-minded to what needs to happen that we don't see that there's a solution right there. And I think I'm looking for a book because it just came to my mind. But I think that is exactly where we were. I'm going to get back on later for a live and I'm going to read you guys a story that pertains to this. But I think that's where we were. We were basically in this place where we have built our companies and our childcare centers, and we have our system, and we have, this is how it's always been, and I'm not budging. Well, guess what? If we stay that way, we're going out of business. So now it's time. It's time for us to get off the sinking ship and to find a different way. And it doesn't mean that we have to lose our babies, right? I know as we were talking about how when you start your companies, it's like you're raising your child. I've had my company for 15 years. Altogether, I've been an owner for almost 20 years. And the program that I created and the hard work that it took and to get it to where it is today, it is literally like developing a child, and you start to love it so much. And I do. I love my center with all my heart. It is such a huge piece of me. But I need to let it change. Just like as a parent, right? Our kids grow up and we envision that this is the life they're going to live and this is who they're going to be. And if you guys have seen my TED Talk, I talk about it, how my son came to me and said, Mom, I'm not going to college. And I was like, yes, you are. And I had to let it go. I had to let him be himself and evolve into the man he needs to be. Well, at this point, I also have to let my precious preschool evolve into what it needs to be so that it can grow to be strong and healthy. And it doesn't have to be done my way. It doesn't have to be done by the industry standards because this is the way it's always been. Because the way it's always been is going to put each one of us out of business. So it's time for a shift. And the girls and I are going to be getting together to put together a plan. We're beta testing it through our own companies. We have a lot of work ahead of us, you guys. We made some amazing connections that can save ECE. And we know that the revolution is coming. And I could not be more excited. And for those of you who are listening 2 years from now, you're probably living in the revolution and you're probably a thriving owner. One of the things I realized is, and this is one was really hard, and I literally had to just let myself cry it out for a while. A lot of my colleagues, they're not going to make it because they're not going to be able to let go. And that does break my heart. But I also realize that I need to start working with those of you who are going to make it, who are ready for this, who are ready to evolve with how the culture has evolved, who are ready to have centers that can pay $20 to $30 an hour. I know that sounds impossible, right? Like the current state where we are right now, the thought of paying your employees $30 an hour and pay the insurance costs, it sounds like there's no way. There's no way. But there is. There really is. The problem that we have right now in early childhood education is that we are so stuck in this box. If you go to conferences or you listen to podcasts, you're listening to the same people over and over and over and over and over. And we have been for 20 years. I speak at these conferences, and in fact, I'm not speaking anywhere this year because it became exhausting to me that everywhere I go, it's the same people. And I'm a part of that, right? I was a part of this group, and we were here and there together, and we all get to know each other, and we all sit together, but it's the same information, and we're not learning, we're not growing, we're not evolving. You guys, we are the Blockbuster of the world right now. Where is Blockbuster? It's gone. Think of all the companies, Woolworths. And when growing up, there was Shopko and Gemco. They were these huge giants. Where are they today? They're gone. And it's because they stayed in their bubble. It's time for us to get out of the ECE bubble. And I know the ladies that were here with me, Sears, right? Sears. The ladies that were with me last week, they saw it too. They saw it. They get it. And we talked a lot about why my summit is going to be completely different. The Childcare Business Summit is going to be like nothing this industry has ever seen. I am bringing people from all different industries in. We need a paradigm shift. We have to shift our mindset or we are the next Sears. And we are not going to get there by listening to the same people over and over and over. It's time. It is time for us to evolve into our future. It is time for us to stop listening, stop reading the same books, stop following the Pied Piper. It is time for us to break free. And that is going to take new thought leaders. That is going to take a new thought process, which is why I am completely throwing everything away that I've done in the past. And we are starting over. And we are bringing brilliant minds from other industries in to teach us how to think differently. These people, we are stuck in our own fishbowl. You cannot see the world outside your fishbowl. You don't see that there are other industries who've been through what we've been through, and they're thriving because they pivoted and they shifted. So if we bring these other people in that can see, think of what does this fish swim in, right? Not to get crude, but a fish is swimming in its own crap. You can't see the crap you're swimming in. But somebody from the outside looking in, they can see it and they can come clean up our fish tank and they can make it bigger, beautiful, and better. And that's what we need. We also need you. Those of you who are listening to me and who have made it 20 minutes into this talk, some of you, well, you haven't made it this long, but I can guarantee you there are leaders saying, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm going to keep listening to the same people. And they've already tuned out. But if you're still listening to me, you get it. You get it. You know it is time for change. And we need your voice too. It is time for us to become the squeaky wheels, you guys. It is time for us to get our voice heard, for us to get out there. That's why I'm doing programs like the True Value of Your Voice. I want more competition, to be honest. I am literally training you guys to be my normally, a lot of people think of it as competition, but you're really my collaborators, right? Because the more of you who are out there training owners correctly, and if I can have that influence on you to help train and get this word out, then we will revolutionize early childhood education. I started this company and my mission has always and will be to change 1 million children's lives. And that hasn't changed. It is still changing 1 million children's lives. And my original goal was I'm going to change 1 million children's lives by training owners how to have great childcare centers. But what I realized is I can do even more. If I start training you to also start coaching owners, I'm only one person. I can only train so many owners. I can only coach so many owners. I can only be a mentor for so many owners. But if I take my phenomenal owners like Shalyn, Tara, and Tiffany, and now I teach them how to train and coach, and now they go out and they're training and coaching. Now look at my impact. And then if I get 20 more of you, 30 more of you who are really get it, you get it to the core, how important these children are and how important we need to fight for them. I can hit 10 million children's lives. We can literally change the face of ECE for multiple generations. 150 years from now, ECE will not look the same because of the work we're doing. So am I going to train my competition to become my collaborators? 100%. Absolutely. I am all in because I know the power that we can harness if I do. We can change the world for generations. We can literally change the future of early childhood education. So if you're still listening and that's pulling on your heartstrings, you need to be there in the true value of your voice because that's what I'm doing. I'm training. And there are people outside of ECE, and that's okay. God is sending people to me who need to be there, and that's okay. But primarily, most of my audience is early childhood, and there's a reason, you guys. There is a reason when we collaborate and we come together, there's a reason for that. So as we really come into this collaboration and work together, sometimes crossing industries opens our eyes to new ways of doing things. And it's so beautiful. We cannot stay in our own little bubbles because we don't learn enough. So if this is pulling at your heartstrings, you made it 24 minutes into this episode, there's a reason. You know it's coming. You know it's time. You know it's time for a revolution and you're ready to join. Message me. Let me know. Today, I start doing the free version of my mini True Value of Your Voice. And really what I'm doing is I'm trying to let you see what it's all about. There will be enough given to you to start really getting on that trajectory of starting a career of getting your voice heard. But if you really are ready and you know deep down inside, I need to do this. I need to make a difference. Just sign up for the course. It starts next week. It's a 3-month course. We meet twice a month. Plus we have a Facebook page that's pretty active on helping just get your business going. get your speaking, training. If you want to do workshops, I'm helping you get it started. Let's get going. The free version I'm doing this week is 5 days long. Every day this week at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll be meeting on Zoom, and we're going to be learning how to get your voice out there on stages, podcasts, whatever it is, and how to make money, because we can't survive without making money, right? And your voice is worth something. The impact that you make on the world, you should get paid for that. I get paid for it, and I deserve it because I work really hard fighting for ECE. And I do deserve to get paid for it. And you do too. So join me. If you're ready to just sign up, let me know. Let's get you started. Send me a DM and say, Evelyn, I still want you to do the freebie because there's going to be a lot of value in it, and you will be able to learn a lot. So I still want you to do that. The free mini course, it's this week. But if you know, just sign up for the full 3-month course. Let's get moving. Let's get going now. I hope everybody out there still listening just stands in their power. Let me know if you're ready. Tell me in the comments, I am ready, I am here, and we are going. Yes, I'm so glad that you're here live too. There's a comment that's awesome. Glad to be here live. Thank you. I can't see, as you can see, it says Facebook user, but thank you so much. And then I have some YouTube people on too. We're ready. Let's go. We're going to do this, you guys. I could not be more excited. I'm streamed on, yes, we are ready. This streams on multiple platforms at once. So I can see like everybody coming in. It's super exciting that so many of you stayed on. We started with a lot more people. I can tell you there's about 50% of you still streaming live. Those who aren't ready for this revolution have already jumped off. But those of you who are still here, I'm proud of you because we're going to do this. Again, if you haven't, go to my podcast, like, subscribe, and give me a review. I really appreciate it. I'm on YouTube, iTunes. I'm everywhere. You can even tell Alexa to play me. Hopefully she didn't hear that. But the Childcare Business Coach podcast. So show me some love. I really appreciate it. It helps my algorithms go up and everything so that we can get the word out. We're going to need it right now. We need our voices heard, and we're going to need it. Have a wonderful day. And you guys, if this really resonated and you know in your heart this is true, share this episode. I'll make sure that on all my platforms it's public. Share it. Share it on all the Facebook groups. Share. We need to get the word out. We are going to save ECE. We're going to do it. Have a great day, everybody.